Mail-order marriages, despite having become popular with the internet, are actually a much older practice than you might think. Long before matches and likes, men around the world were sending letters to find love in distant lands. Today, everything has evolved, and with just a few clicks, anyone can access a catalog of potential brides from different parts of the globe. But what makes women from certain countries interested in these international weddings? And what makes these countries so sought after by foreign men? Today, Bello Mundo will take you to the most popular countries for mail-order weddings. You'll be surprised at what lies behind this search for love across borders. The practice of mail-order brides may seem modern, with the internet facilitating long-distance meetings and relationships. However, its roots are much older and go back to the 19th century. The concept emerged mainly in the United States during the period of westward expansion. At that time, with the gold rush and American territorial expansion, many men ventured to remote and isolated regions in search of riches and new opportunities. However, these areas were predominantly inhabited by men, and the shortage of women became a problem. These pioneers then began sending letters to newspapers and magazines, asking for women interested in marriage to respond. And so the concept of mail-order brides was born. The women who responded to these advertisements also had their reasons. Many of them saw these marriages as a chance to escape a limited life in their own towns, seeking more stability and security with a partner who offered new opportunities. For them, it was a gateway to a completely different life. And believe me, that's still the main reason. After all, why not combine the useful with the pleasant? Over time, this practice has evolved. What used to be done through letters and newspaper advertisements has moved on to bridal catalogs. That's right, a catalog just like these perfumes, but with brides, and more recently, to websites. Technology may have changed, but the goal remains the same: to connect people around the world who are looking for a new chance at love and stability. And now that you know how it all began, how about we take a trip around the world and get to know the countries where this practice is still going strong. Number 1. Vietnam. Our first destination is Vietnam, a country steeped in history, culture, and stunning landscapes. But the country also stands out for a less glamorous reason. Many Vietnamese women seek marriages with foreigners as a way of achieving emotional and financial stability. Sounds promising, doesn't it? But what really drives so many Vietnamese women to enter into an international relationship? Well, in Vietnam, family tradition carries enormous weight, and in many regions the pressure to marry early is intense. For many women, marrying a foreigner offers the opportunity to escape the economic difficulties they face, especially in rural areas. It's a chance for a fresh start, to live a different life from what the local reality offers. The dream of a better life, of exploring the world alongside someone who values them and offers more security. However, like everything else in life, things don't always go according to plan. What starts out as a dream for the future can turn into a real nightmare. Unfortunately, Vietnam is also involved in a dark side of this story: bride trafficking. Extreme poverty and a lack of opportunities lead many families, who should be protecting their daughters, to sell them to foreign men. In the mountainous northern provinces bordering China, the bride market has developed illicitly. Young women, usually between the ages of 18 and 25, are targeted by agencies that facilitate these marriages. Behind this is a cruel industry that turns these women into commodities. What should be a new lease of life becomes a cycle of exploitation and suffering. Number 2. Dominican Republic. Our next destination is the sunny Dominican Republic, famous for its paradisiacal beaches and catchy merengue and bachata music. But in addition to its natural beauty, the country is also popular with foreign men looking for mail-order brides. Despite being a popular tourist spot, the Dominican Republic faces economic and social difficulties, and for many women, marrying a foreigner represents the chance of a better life. They seek financial stability and the opportunity to live in more developed countries, as well as escape adverse conditions in rural areas. The influence of the United States in the country is strong, which means that many marriages to foreigners, especially Americans, are seen as an opportunity for personal and financial fulfillment, and these unions can mean a more promising future. So the Caribbean rhythm is not only in the music, but also in the hearts of their women, isn't it? And between you and me, who could resist a Dominican woman with that charming smile and accent, eh? Number 3. Thailand. We now move on to Thailand, the famous country of smiles. Paradisiacal landscapes, a vibrant culture that mixes the modern with the traditional, and of course, women who charm with their unique way. But do you know why so many foreigners have their eye on Thai women for marriage? Thai women are known for being extremely polite, respectful, and loyal. This makes them very desirable partners, especially for those looking for a more traditional relationship. For them, the reason is not complex. Marrying a foreigner is a chance to escape the economic difficulties that still exist in some regions of the country, especially in rural areas. Even with Thailand's economic growth, inequality is still a challenge there. Many women see marriage to foreigners as an opportunity to secure a more stable and secure life. They're not wrong, are they? Number 4. Brazil. Of course, Brazil couldn't be left out of this list. The country is known worldwide for its lively parties, heart-stopping soccer, and, of course, breathtaking landscapes. But Brazil is also famous for its charming women, who attract the gaze of men from all over the world. And no wonder, right? Now, the question that won't go away. What drives so many Brazilian women to seek out marriages with foreigners? Well, although Brazil is one of the largest economies in Latin America, social inequality is still a huge challenge. For many women, especially those living in disadvantaged areas, marrying a foreigner is seen as an opportunity to change their lives, improve their quality of life, and explore a world of possibilities. Besides, let's face it, Brazilian women have a certain fascination with foreign cultures. The idea of living in another country, getting to know new customs, and venturing into different scenarios arouses a natural curiosity. And foreign men, of course, are blown away by the relaxed manner and charisma of Brazilian women who know how to charm with a simple smile. Plenty of reasons to put the gringos in a trance. Number 5. South Korea. Leaving Brazil, we now come to South Korea, a country where the ancient and the modern blend in a unique way. As well as exporting K-pop and cutting-edge technology, there's another export that's attracting attention. South Korean women who are increasingly attracting foreign men to marry them. But why are so many of them leaving Koreans behind and seeking relationships outside the country? Korean society is known for being highly traditional. Women there face enormous pressure to marry early, raise a family, and follow a very strict standard of behavior and appearance. And between you and me, this suffocating expectation can tire anyone out. For many South Korean women, marrying a foreigner is a way of escaping these social constraints and finding a lighter, more balanced relationship with more freedom. And it's no joke. There's a movement going on in Korea called the 4 Bs, which can be translated as 4 no's. Don't date, don't have sex, don't get married, and don't have children. And guess what? The main reason is Korean men. A survey published by the Sisa Times revealed that 65% of South Korean women don't want to get married or have children, because according to them, Korean men, especially the younger ones, are like spoiled children who are difficult to deal with. Marrying them would be like taking on a heavy job, especially with all the household chores falling on them and the stifling social expectations. And it doesn't stop there. The rate of domestic violence in Korea doesn't help either, which puts women off the idea of a traditional marriage even more. For them, Korean men have fragile egos. Want an example? Recently, a Seoul politician, Kim Ki-duk, caused controversy by saying that women are partly responsible for the increase in tragedies among men in Korea. He also blamed the advancement of women in the job market, saying that the country is becoming a female society that steals men's jobs. Surreal, right? With all this, it's no surprise that many South Korean women are looking for relationships outside the country. Who knew that K-pop wasn't Korea's only successful export? Number 6. Philippines. Our next destination is one of the most popular when it comes to mail-order marriages, the Philippines. This archipelago of more than 7,000 islands is not only famous for its paradisiacal beaches and exotic landscapes, but also for the women who are looking for foreign husbands. Many Filipino women see marriage to foreigners as a real chance to escape the economic difficulties they face in their communities. In some regions of the country, job opportunities for women are very limited, and this makes many of them look for a relationship that brings security and stability. And speaking of stability, here comes the little secret. They have a thing for Western men, especially older ones. That's right. In the Philippines, gray hair and gray beards add a special touch. Women in this country value the maturity, experience, and responsibility that older men bring. For them, a relationship with a mature foreigner is synonymous with financial and emotional security. They want someone who understands them, who is there to support and care for them, and they believe that older men have exactly that to offer. Not to mention that, according to some research, Western men are much hotter and more active between four walls. Number 7. Colombia. Now we're off to vibrant Colombia, the land of high-quality coffee, breathtaking mountain scenery, and parties that mix cumbia, salsa, and vallenato. With historic cities like Cartagena and the cosmopolitan energy of Bogotá, the country is a true jewel of Latin America, known for its cultural and natural diversity. Whether exploring the Caribbean beaches or venturing into the Amazon, Colombia enchants all who visit. But as well as the stunning landscapes and welcoming culture, there is another treasure that attracts the attention of men around the world: Colombian women. Known for their striking beauty, charisma, and eye-popping determination, they are a true symbol of passion and strength. And why do so many Colombian women seek foreign husbands? As in the other countries we've mentioned, Colombia faces economic challenges, especially in rural areas and regions that have been affected by internal conflicts. For many women, marrying a foreigner represents a chance to escape these difficulties and achieve a more stable and secure life. Number 8. Japan. Next stop, Japan. Land of the rising sun, futuristic technology, and women seeking international marriages. It may sound unusual, but it's true, and the reasons are as varied as Japanese culture. Japan is a highly demanding society, where many women find themselves pressured to balance their careers with the traditional expectations of marriage and family. This combination can be very stressful. Another curious factor is how difficult it is for Japanese women to relate to young people today. Have you ever heard of hikikomoris? Well, that's the term used to describe young people who completely isolate themselves from the world, immersed in anime, video games, and virtual worlds that seem more interesting than reality. Hard to believe, but this scenario is more common than you might think. According to a study carried out by the Japan Family Planning Association, 25% of men between the ages of 16 and 24 in that country despise sexual contact. Most reach this age without having experienced an intimate relationship. According to a Globo News report on love and sex in Japan, many of these young men go to brothels not to have sex, but to rest their heads on a woman's lap for 3 minutes, experience what it feels like, and learn how to talk to a real girl, not a virtual one. Number 9. Russia. Bringing our journey to a close, we head to Russia, the land of czars, vodka, and stunning women. Russian women are known worldwide for their striking beauty and confident attitude. But why do so many of them seek relationships with foreigners? This story actually goes back a long way. Back in the 1990s, many Russian women were already looking for ways to escape the harsh reality they faced. Just to give you an idea, in 1998, the U.S. consulate in Moscow granted an average of 100 special visas a month to Russian women engaged to Americans. More than 1,000 Russian women crossed the ocean every year to get married in the United States. The search for bride visas was so intense that U.S. immigration agents had to redouble their vigilance. In Russia, and also in the former Soviet republics, factors such as economic instability and population decline in some regions have made many women look at marriage to foreigners as a real opportunity to change their lives. And it's not hard to understand why. For them, marrying a foreigner can mean financial stability, security, and the chance to live new experiences. After all, who doesn't want a love that takes you around the world? What's more, the dating scene in Russia is not the most attractive. For many women, the harmful habits of some men, such as excessive alcohol consumption and violent behavior, have made marriage to foreigners a much safer and more desirable alternative. And let's face it, a bit of chivalry and old-fashioned romance never hurt anyone, right? And that concludes our tour of the most popular destinations for mail-order weddings. Now, tell us what you thought of these destinations. Did you know about these preferences and peculiarities? Let us know in the comments. If you liked this content, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe for more fun facts. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on our next adventure through this Bello Mundo.